Hello everyone, this is your friend SG and this is the second part of our chat app UI project which we are creating using React Native. So till then we have created the header for our project. In this we have used the icons and we have changed the title as well. So in this video we are going to complete this where we are going to create the entire detail section of the users. So for that we are going to use this data.js file and the assets folder which contain all the profile pictures. So you can get these in the GitHub repo. I have added the link in the description. You can clone the repo and you'll get this data.js and the assets folder from there. So this data is an array. So we have to map over this array. So what we can do, we'll use a flat list here. So we'll use a flat list component, and we don't need this style sheet, flat list, and we don't need this for now, and we can remove this as well. So now inside this flat list, the data that we need, it will be the entire data object that we get. So this, we have imported this. Now second thing, we need to pass the index, so that will be the key extractor. Key extractor will receive item, and from this item we are going to get item.id. What is this item.id? So item.id is the unique identifier for each object. So this will act as the key. Now next we need the render item. So here we are going to pass the component that we need to call. So let's create this component. This component will be user.js and need this. So this is the, for now this is the simple user component. User, okay. And let's remove this unwanted part. We'll pass this user component here. This user, okay. Lastly we need the item separator component to separate each and every component. So this will receive a function, and inside this function we are going to pass a view, and to this view we are going to add some styles. Now these styles. So for styles we'll create a styles.js file here, and from this we need to import style sheet, this, okay. And we can create const styles is style sheet.create, and we are going to export this. So export default styles. So we'll use these styles here. Here how we can use, so we'll use styles just separator. Okay, let's just copy this name and create this separator here. So how we are going to create? Firstly we'll need the height as 1, and we'll give a background color as light gray, and we'll give the width as 75%. So because we are assigning this in percentage, so this needs to be in a form of string. So this, okay. And see, so here we get these lines. These are all the separators. Now these separators need to be right aligned. So in order to do that, we can use align self as flexend. So this will make them align towards the right. So all these lines are now aligned towards the right. So this is the separator component. Now let's just format it. Okay, so this is the separator. Now we'll go inside the user. So now here we are going to destructure the props that we are receiving, and one of them will be the item. So this item will be each object of this array. So this one object, it is the item that we are receiving there. So now we can use this data to display it to the user. Now what we need to do, the very first thing that we have to do is we'll create some styles here. So this will be a parent container, and inside this we'll have two views. One view will be displaying the user's image profile picture on the left, and the another one, second view, will display the entire user info on the right. So firstly let's just create this container style. So inside this container we'll just keep it display flex, and in the flex direction should be row. So flex direction will be row, and also we need to give vertical padding as 10. Okay, this is it. Now, at least for now, nothing is visible, the padding, because we haven't added any data yet. So what we can do, we can go here and add the user image, profile image. So image isn't imported, it's imported, and here we'll pass the source. So source will be item.image. We have this image here, so this image, so we'll pass this item.image. Now we'll need some styles as well, so the styles will be, so let's just add these styles here. Okay, so these will be the profile image. So what we need to do, as this is the image, so firstly we need to assign some height and width. So height and width will be 70 each. Then we'll also give border radius. Okay, let's see how the image appears. And oh, right now this seems a pretty off. Okay, let's see why. Oh, we have added this as container. No, this is not container, this is profile image. So we'll add this as profile image. So the image seems good now. All the images are circular. Now let's just add some margin to them. So we'll add the vertical margin as 10 and horizontal margin as 20. So now these images are perfectly aligned to each other. These are just loading, the below ones, they are in the loading state only. So this might take some time. See, okay. So these are the images and this is the right separator. Okay, so this is done. Now for the right panel. So in the right panel, we need to display the entire user information. But before that, one thing that we need to take care of is groups. So now we need to check if item is group. So if item is a group, then we need to work differently, and otherwise we need to work differently. So okay, so we need to take care of this here. Okay, so let's work for the non-groups, for the personal chats. So for the personal chats, what we have to do, the very first thing that we need to do is we have to display the user name and the time here. So for that, okay, so let's do one thing out here and this. So here we are going to create a view, and inside that view we need two things. So first will be the text, where we are going to display the username. So we have this data.username property here. Where this one, username. So we need that. So we use item.username, and after that we need one more thing. We need to check whether the group is muted or not. So if the group is muted, then we have to display the muted icon as well along with the username. So we are going to add a check for this. So item.isMuted. If this particular thing is muted, then we'll display an icon from okay. But if it is not muted, so in that case we don't need to display anything, so it will be null. Now let's search for some icons. So which icons do we need? We need a mute icon. Okay, so from ion icons we have this volume mute. Okay, we'll use this one. So here we'll pass the name as this volume mute, and size, so size should be 16. No color for now. Okay, and let's just save it. Oh, it's giving me an error. Where it's throwing an error. Oh, okay, so the import is not correct. The icon, it should be a default import here. So it will be ion icons. Okay, and let's just refresh it. Now this works. This should work fine now. Let's see. Yeah, this works fine. So here we see that right now we are working for the personal chats only, which are not groups. So in that case we see the username and the muted icon in some of the cases, which are muted, and here these are personal chats which are not muted, so we don't see any muted icon. So let's just add some little bit of styling to this. So we'll add styles.username. So let's add this one. So to the styles, and here we'll add this username style. So we need the font size as how much? 22, and the color we can give it black. Okay, let's see. Yep, seems good. Yeah, Okay, so these are, yeah, seems pretty much good. Now secondly, we need to display the user's last message time as well to the right. So for that, this is the first text, and then this inside the second text we are going to display the last message time. This is the property that we have, last message time. So let's just save it, and we'll get the time as well. So let's just refresh it a bit. Last message time, yep, the name seems to be correct. Yeah, so we got the time, but it is not properly aligned. So let's just do one thing. So to this parent div, we are going to add some styles. So let's just make it a sub container. Okay, so and save it. Now add some styles. So the sub containers here, we'll make it flex, and the flex direction will be row. So flex direction will be row. Justify content will be now space between, because we need to display the time towards the right and the username towards the left. And align items will be center. So yeah, now these are aligned. And one more thing that we need to specify the width as well. So width is 300, and this seems good now. So the time is aligned to the right and their name is to the left. Now we can add some styles to the time as well. So this is the time, and we'll add these styles. So style is last message time. So here we are going to copy this style and add it here. So what do we need? We need to increase the only font size. So how much? Let's keep it 90. Yeah, seems a bit large. Let's keep it 60. Yeah, seems good. Okay. So this is the time. Now let's just format it once. Okay. Now second thing that we need to do is we need to display the chat of the user, the user's chat, the last message. So we just copied this sub container here. Okay. And now inside of copying, let's just add it here, and let's give it a style of the same sub container. So this sub container will be reusable. Now inside this sub container we need to add so here we need to add two things. So firstly, we need to add display the user's message towards the left and the user's unread message count towards the right. So the message will be last message. I don't exactly remember the property name. Yep, it's last message only. So this is the last message. Now second, we need to display the unread message count. So it will be item dot message count. Let's just display these two things, and I'll refresh it once. Let's see how it appears. Yeah, now it seems good, but some things are off. See what is off? We added an extra s here, so that's why the count was not displaying. And let me just refresh it. Okay, so now we are getting the count as well. 1065, 0 and 8. Okay, 0. So firstly we need to add a check. If we don't need to display the count as 0, so we'll add a check if this item dot read message count is more than 0. It is more than 0, then only display it, otherwise keep it as null. So it won't display the 0 count now. Okay, we'll refresh it and then we can see the changes, and let's format it. Okay, now here let's add some style. Okay, so this text is too large for now, so what we can add some number of lines. So I need 2 lines only, and the text should be ellipses. So it has this property ellipsize mode, so we'll add it at tail. So it will add the overflow ellipsis mode towards the tail of the text. So now the text will be in 2 lines and it will be in the ellipsis mode towards the tail. So ellipsis means it will add some dots. See, here are the dots added. So this was overflowing, so it added some dots to it, and maximum number of lines are 2 to it. Okay, so let's add some styles as well. So it will be styles dot, these are the message, so let's just keep it message only. And here message. Now inside this message, what do we want? We only want to keep its width as let's keep it 250, so that we have some sufficient space towards the right for the 100 message count. This is the 100 message count, so I'll add some styles to this. So copying it from here and now adding them. So for this we need to firstly make the color as white, so color will be white. Secondly, we need to make the background color as gray, and we'll give some horizontal padding as well, and we'll give a border radius as well. Okay, let's see how this appears. Yep, seems good. We can give some padding vertically as well. Padding vertical as only. Yep, seems good. Now, seems very good. So this is the entire user information for the personal chats. We have the user data, we have the user name, last time, 100 message count as well. We have everything out here. So this is for the users with the personal chat. Now we need to work for the groups. So this was the condition, and here we are going to work for groups. So here, firstly, instead of the user name, we need to display the group name, and the message time will be same. So I'll just copy this part here and paste it out here. Just instead of user, no, not this style, this. Instead of username, I'll use the group name, because this was a group, so it will have a group name. We need the one mute icon as well, and we need the last message time as well. So let's save it and let's refresh it. Yeah, seems good. So we have the group name. In this case, we have username, we have the last message time as well, and we see some of the groups that are muted. So this Android champions, it's muted, and we see the muted icon for that. Now, second thing that we need to do here, we need to add a check. I told you that in the case of group, we have two things. First thing could be the message, and second thing will be the user joined. So we'll copy this property, and here we'll add it. We'll add a view, and now here we need to add a check. If a new user joined in the group, then in that case, what do we want? In that case, we need to display the username. Okay, so the new user who joined the group. So what's the username? This is the username, and we don't need anything else. We don't need to display the message count, last message, or anything. So for now, let's keep it null here for the second case, and let's see how it let's just style a bit as well. So I'll add. Let's just keep it new user. Okay, and I'll copy this. So here what we can do, firstly we need to make the text color as blue. So the color will be blue, and font size will be 19, and what else, we can give us some margin from top as well. So let's see. So it's giving SG. Oh, we missed one thing. So after this, we need to add join the group. So now it will become SG join the group, and it will become Anand join the group. So it didn't. So let's just refresh it. So SG joined the group, Anand joined the group, and we have here Jesse joined the group. But now these groups are left empty because they have some last message. They don't have the user joined in the last. They have some messages. So now for these groups, we need to display the last message, 100 count, but along with that we need to display the username as well, as to what was the username who messaged that, because in a group there are multiple people, so different people might be messaging there. So we need to display who was the person who messaged last. So now instead of this null, let's create a view here, and inside this view we need to display the message count. So for that, firstly I'll create a view here, and I'll give a style of sub container. So sub, inside this view we need to display the, or we can do one thing is we can simply copy this stuff. We can simply copy this part, this sub-container part from the personal chats, and we'll use it here. So I'll copy it and paste it here, because this message and the message count is same. So we can use this. I'll refresh it, and okay, now we see everything. So this creators is a group. We see the message, we see the count. This is a group, we see the message. There is no last unread message. In this group, we see that the last thing that happened was a person joined. So this thing is working fine. Now only one thing is left. For these messages in groups, we need to display the username as well. So for that, we have a property of not new username. We need to display this username only. So this was the user who messaged last, the username that we were using here. So in the groups, where is it? Yeah, this. So above this, we are going to create a view, and to this view we are going to give a text, and inside this text we'll use user name. No, not user joined, it's user name. And we'll give some styles. So because this username, this name could not be similar, the size, the font size could not be same to the name of the group name, so we cannot use this class. Where is this? We cannot use this one, username class here. So for that we'll create new class. So it will be username small. So we only need to use the font size here, otherwise nothing else is needed. So we can this one, username small, font size will be 19, and color will be black. Okay, and let's just refresh it. See how it looks. Yep, seems good. Or we can reduce the size a bit more. Instead of 19, we can keep it 16. Yep, yeah, 16 seems good. And one thing else, we can give vertical margin, smaller one. Yeah, now this seems good. Okay, so now this is perfectly fine, and we are done with the UI of Telegram or a chat app as well. So this is the complete UI. Go create it, and you can also get the code from the GitHub repo. I'll add the link in the description, and all the dependencies that you need, all the images and the data.js file with all the data, you can find in the GitHub repo only. So go check that out as well. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me on Telegram or my Instagram as well. You can find the links in the description. So this is it for this video. Thank you. Tata. Bye bye.